meaning, or the difference of the meaning between hot cross buns over here and then hot cross buns over America. And you should have seen the confusion. Oh, it was hilarious. It was. Yeah, that kind of ruined Easter for everybody. Anyway, hello, and how the very devil is everybody?
Good evening.
Really? Is that right? Is everybody all right?
Yeah.
Fucking speak up then. Jesus. Wayne, don't be a tool. Speak up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Muppet Show. Here we have on our far left over in America, Fozzie Bear, and in the middle here we have who wore glasses? Professor Bunsen Burner. Oh no, that'll be me.
I must be Beaker then.
What have you been up to?
Yeah. Been doing a lot of location hunting and emailing and everything else, and checking in on my son to make sure he's still all right.
Location humping. Well,
hunting.
That's very brave of you to go that far for finding places to see and do. But I mean, humping. What's wrong? Sorry, I'm just trying to. They've changed Facebook again. I'm trying to share it out, and it's like, what the hell?
It's to try and do one over on TikTok.
It's silly. Here we go. There's us. Right. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Indeed. Okay. So what have you been up to over the last week, Josh?
Just work and research.
Work and what? We love work and research.
We research for what? Beard moisturizer.
I'll get to that in a little bit. I mean, I have a whole shtick to do. Unless you want me to do that now.
Right. Yeah, I will get to that. We will get to that.
Yeah, we'll have more people come in.
At some point,
are we even live yet? I mean, usually
we've been live for the last 4 minutes.
I know, but usually we have comments by now. There's nothing.
We got 2 people watching.
Join us in the chat room. Tell us, how magnificent Josh's beard is. I don't know.
Yeah, there's 2 people on Facebook watching at least. So, welcome to the show.
We have 3 people on Facebook, and we've got some people just coming on YouTube. So, talk to us.
Yes, come and say hi.
I normally find with this that we'll do the show, and we only get as it's going, we only get a few people. But by the end of the week, then we've had a few hundred. So it's like, okay, I'm all right with that. So So yeah, all right. We'll start with Wayani. Wayani, what have you been up to?
Wayani.
Wayani.
Wayani. Oh, lovely. Yeah, no, I've been doing some location hunting for Monsieur Fred Bat and for myself and for another thing that I'm doing with some other people. And then I've been doing a new thing for TikTok on a Sunday night, which is basically reading sci-fi and ghost stories live, and they're actual popular books rather than mine. They're actually well-known books. So I'm doing that at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night now.
Like your Christmas
from my library, yes, a bit like my Christmas one, but instead of my books, it's going to be the popular ones. And I'm starting off with War of the Worlds because I think that's quite good at the moment. So,
the Worlds, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it had to be.
Coming to London, isn't it?
Sorry,
it's coming to an end. It's either coming to an end in London or it's moving somewhere else.
It's moving. Yeah, it's the War of the Worlds immersive experience is going to be moving from its current position. It's going to be upgraded and it's moving somewhere else. So it's going to be a whole new look.
Yeah, because we saw the advert that saying that they were going to be, and me and Rachel were going, ooh.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's going to be more? Because we bloody loved it the first time.
It was good. I was talking about it to Ethan the other day because a picture came up on my Facebook, and I'm like, "Do you remember this, Ethan?" And he went, "Yeah, that was pretty cool." So I'm hoping they've because the stage show has altered slightly and they've improved it and done different things to it. They've done the same with the immersive experience. So you walk through the story. There's going to be different stuff going on instead of what we experienced. There's going to be sort of more interaction and more content.
Hi, Nico.
It should be pretty cool.
I liked about that.
There's an online game coming out that takes place in the world of War of the World universe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they haven't fixed a set date yet.
It's made by the people who made Left 4 Dead.
Oh, well, might have a look at that because I love my gaming.
It is literally it's a survival game. So you've literally got to survive the Martian attack. But this time round, it's on a different perspective. So you can either play as the human beings trying to survive, or you can play as the Martians trying to attack and take over. So it has a two-person perspective. So it seems to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Go with that. What was I going to say? What, if anything, has been happening in the UFO world? Because I've been... What the hell are you doing? One of the cats is going behind the curtain now.
We're supposed to have full disclosure on the 8th of July.
8th of July? Who said that?
Donald Trump. He's also offered us a ton of money. He's offered... Yeah.
Full disclosure on the 8th of July.
Look at this, look at that, look at that. You didn't see them files? Yeah, fuck. Guys, stop building that gallows outside my house.
What files would those be, Josh?
Oh, the Epstein files.
The Epstein files? Oh, do tell. What, pray tell, are the Epstein files?
Well, you all been living under a rock.
We've been living under Keir Starmer, so yes, we have.
Free speech, not anymore. So what's been going on in the great wild blue yonder across the pond?
The DOJ dropped like 3,000 more files or 30,000, and they're all really bad. It's like everything QAnon said is real, except they're all guilty of it.
Is there anybody from this side of the pond on it?
Prince Andrew is all over it. Elon Musk actually was begging to get on the island.
Really?
Really.
from some of the things I've read about it, I'm not going to go into detail. I don't think it's fair to people that are watching, and with it being an ongoing thing, to bring out certain details and stuff. But from what I've read, you got to be sick people to do that.
Oh, we need the Boondock Saints in real life at this point in time.
You got to be messed up.
It's not just pedophilia. It's ritual sacrifice. It's
cannibalism.
They're literally worshiping Paul. They literally that came out to you. The temple on the island is actually dedicated to him.
Well, that's what they tried to say that the Knights Templars were worshipping, and they weren't. They weren't at all, because they were bastardized by the papacy because they had too much money and too much power. And even though they were faithful as hell to the papacy were like, "Now we want your money, we want your power. Fuck you."
There's a little more to it. You know, I was pursued by that group for very, very long, and still am. There's a lot more between the Jesuits and the Knights Templar or Masons that people realize. There's a lot of pull for territory and power.
I got one for you.
I think
that's to do with the Templars and everything. You carry on talking, and I shall fire my question at you.
Okay. I think there's a lot more of that still going on. There's them two groups, and now they're starting to intermiddle into one group.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really Catholics and Protestants really don't go to war like they used to anymore. You know,
well, preferably. Call me. That's what I was trying to say before. Most soldiers, because I've seen a lot of stuff where people saying, "Oh, soldiers want a war, this, that, and the other." No, the whole reason you're paid to be a soldier is to prevent war. That's the whole fucking idea about it. There's more to being in any of the services than meets the eye. It's not just about going bang. You do humanitarian stuff. You do UN stuff. You do all sorts of projects and in a city and all that sort of stuff. People don't see that. They just think that most service personnel or ex-service personnel want to war. No, if you're most of us don't.
It's about peacekeeping.
Yeah.
But in a game of chess, does the knight and queen really care about the pawn, or does the knight and king really care? I said that wrong. The queen and the knight in a game of chess, do they really care about the rook or the pawn or the knight when they have more of them?
On days of old, when knights were bold and ladies weren't particular, they put them up against the wall and screw them perpendicular. So, yeah, I was going to say, in the land of UFOs, I've been keeping a close watch, and to be honest, I didn't see the thing about full disclosure, because I've read so many different things about full disclosure, and it's like, yeah, right, oh, whatever, yeah, right. But I see that the triangles, in particular the TR3Bs, are being cited a heck of a lot, especially over Area 51 and Area 53, where they've been cited lots of times down throughout the decades from about early to mid 80s onwards. So, and I've seen a very interesting list that shows all the frozen. Look at that! I've seen a very interesting list. It's online. It's out there for anybody to see. It's not a hidden thing, and it shows again all the alleged different types of TR. I don't know what the different names are. TR3B craft are them, and one of them is interstellar and got jump capabilities. So I thought was a really interesting. So that would definitely be that's it. That would definitely be towards the boots on the moon space force that we've had for quite a long time, and not to
which could have quite also been possibly what we saw at Rendlesham Forest.
That huge thing.
Only the one we saw was a hell of a lot bigger.
It's fucking massive. Absolutely. That was actually, in all seriousness, those of you who know, but those of you who know, when we were at Rendlesham Forest, we were filming, And in a break, we just happened to be leant up against the UFO monument and looked up, and there was basically a huge triangle blotting out part of the sky on it, and you could see where the stars were around the triangle, but there was no stars inside the triangle, and it wasn't there before.
And there were wisps of cloud going underneath it, and the moon was reflecting the light off the clouds, so you knew that had to have been quite high up.
Oh, it was stratosphere at least, but we estimated it to be at least 3 or 4 football pitches, wasn't it?
Easily.
Yeah, it was massive, this thing. And then you hear reports about when they're talking about Oumuamua and Atlas 3i, and I can't remember what the other one's called. But these ones, and they're apparently there's chatter saying that the James Webb Telescope has snapped ships from a mile long up to about 7 or 8 miles long. So I don't see comets being that long and being intelligently driven, but as they tried to tell us that Atlas 3i was. But and another thing I noticed, James Webb Telescope snapped a really crystal clear HD picture of a comet. Couldn't do it with Atlas 3i, though, could it? Neither could any of the explorers on Mars. None of them could take a decent photo to save their lives. And the James Webb one was just...
Have you noticed that hardly any chatter about 3i Atlas?
It's all, well, they said it will die down until I think it's about March when the inverted commas proof comes out, because where it's gone around the other side of the moon, they say the other side of the sun, they reckon they got nothing watching it, but we all know that that's not strictly the truth. And I've got things watching it, but we won't see proof for a while. Whether maybe this will come out as part of, when did you say disclosures are going to come according to Trump?
8th of July.
Yeah.
5th Independence Day.
That's
4 days after.
All right. So when you, given the fact that they reckon we won't see anything any more here or hear any more till March, April time, May, June, July.
I think, in all honesty, I think something is going to happen that is going to eclipse disclosure. So on the week leading up to the 8th of July, something is going to happen, and everybody is going to be talking about that, and disclosure will get pushed to one side.
Why do you think all of these files are being released at the moment? That's to stop everybody looking at that, and then they go, what? And then this one over here can just carry on.
They're going to get blindsided. It's not going to happen because it's been happening for God knows how long. They kept saying there's going to be disclosure. We're going to give you disclosure. We're going to tell you everything there is to know. And for the last couple of years, all it's been is meeting in Congress all the time about all these whistleblowers that have been coming forward and saying, I have been there, I have seen this, I had the video evidence, and you lot keep pushing it under the rug and ignoring it. It's time it comes out. So they say, right, we'll set a date. And if it's not heavily redacted, something happens that pushes it all to one side.
Well, look at, I can't remember her name, Josh, that congresswoman who's come out and said, yeah, there are. I can't say who they are, where they are, but there are 1,000% aliens amongst us. We've been in contact with them, and we have got proof, and we will be releasing it at some point. And I think she's one of the highest ones to turn around and say, yeah, we have. I can't say too much, but yes, they are. And then there's also the other side that's saying that Spielberg's movie that's coming out is their way of disclosure. What do you make of that? Josh, you're the man across the pond.
I'm not so sure about the movie. I don't trust Spielberg. I'm pretty sure he's had disclosure for a long time in one of the inner circle. Part of the club guys that just doesn't give a shit about us. I'm sure this is a money grab.
Yeah.
What about Close Encounters of the Third Kind? When with all that lot, what do you reckon about that?
I don't trust anybody from the government to give me any disclosure unless there's literally a gray and like an Air Force uniform. That's the only one I'm going to believe.
Well, they had him from Project Blue Book.
They're gonna literally though, like if somebody's like, if Trump was like, hey, so Greys are real, or on Mars, blah 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 blah. I'd be like, so I want to hear more about the Epstein files. And you, I don't care about that.
Well,
let's hear about you.
If you look at the past revelations for the past couple of years that we've spoken about on it, there's allegedly secret bases underneath the Nazca lines, which have been there for thousands of years, but we use them. There's supposedly a portal down there that links to all different spots all over the world, Stargates. And there's one on Mars, one on the moon, one on, I can't remember if it's Saturn or Jupiter. I remember reading about it. There's some under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better. Damn where it's wetter. Just wait and see. And there's a few others. And then they had the whole Space Force is going to start. No, it's been started for quite a long time. And then there was, what else was there? Oh, I can't remember. But every time we've reported about it, and they said, yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then, and there was impulse engines, and then there was waveform warp engines, and they've got them. They had a working prototype of the warp drive a few years ago, because we spoke about it on the show when I used to live in the old house. And we spoke about the impulse engines that they've already got. In fact, I think it's the impulse engines that are on the TR-3Bs, apart from the Interstellar one, which has obviously got warp drive capability, which is fucking awesome. But I think it's very silly hiding all this now when high-ups have come out.
Oh.
It's rubbish. I mean, a lot of them have said it's because the Bible Belt won't be able to handle it. And as we've said previously on this, the Pope was paid by NASA to train their guys up to speak to Americans and say, actually, yeah, there are aliens and they have their own gods.
Roseanne Barr has been talking a lot, if you know who she is. Roseanne, the show. She's conquered about aliens and all sorts of different crazy topics. But she's saying that the Nazis are coming back from Ashland land, and that's why everything's really, really crazy right now here in America. And we're trying to prepare for that, but who knows?
That would be bad. That would be bad. We have it.
The way she's making it out too is that they have like the military capability of like fucking America up pretty bad.
What was the film? Iron Sky. Iron Skies. When they made the black dude white. That was fucking hilarious. And he's like,
well, Killzone was like that too. But they went to Mars and then they came back and they're like, yeah, we don't need to breathe oxygen like everybody else anymore.
I think there's a leading school of thought that says for pretty much every single sci-fi film that you watch, there's a grain of truth in each one. And the more money and the bigger the director and the producer, the more truth there actually is in the movies. But it's up to you to decipher fact from fiction. What do you reckon? He's thinking. Look, see,
I think if you've got a director that is producing a low budget film, I think you'll find there's more information in them than there is big budget.
That's what I think. Look at the low budget stuff, and it's like look at a lot of the stories, because a lot of the stories have been reused from original older ones, but some of the older ones, including Star Wars ones, have come because Star Wars isn't original. Star Wars was another story as well, and the original for that one came from back and back and back and back, and they all talk about space. And the thing is, it's like the oldest book in the world, the Book of Enoch, or the Bible.
So is Evil Dead completely true?
Yeah. Back then, how on earth can somebody describe what the Earth looks like, what the moon looks like, the fact that there was a couple of other moons, and there is, and we know we've got several moons. Back then, there's no bloody way you would have known. You wouldn't have known what the moon looked, what the world looked like, and they wouldn't have been able to describe the stars, the inside of the ship, but it does perfectly in the Book of Enoch. Mm. So, and I think that is like one of the definitive proofs that we're either A, not alone, or B, they were the precursors to us. Because more and more evidence is coming to light saying that we are like humans 2.0.
We always overlook the idea, though, that they are us. That's still a possibility too.
They
That
went,
is just
"Mm,
way in the future. They're like, well, let's see what great grandpa's doing.
Well, that's
And there
that's
we
what
are
they
making
reckoned.
fire.
That's what they reckoned. Is it Jim Peniston at Rendlesham Forest?
yeah,
They reckon that's what the decipher of the binary code he saw
Yeah.
actually explains, that they are us from the future come back in time.
when you think that now, again, it's something we've spoken about before, time isn't like that. It doesn't go past, present, future. It's like that. And you got past, present, future, and we can get in between each one. And they reckon they got the capabilities for it. And something intrigued me with some of the crap Trump's been coming out with recently, saying about the exotic weapons and this, that, and the other. And he stated that they have time dilation devices. And that's come about since they said that time is like that and not like that.
I also remember him saying that they had discombobulator.
Yeah. I think that was all
I said
going
that
on
to you, didn't I, John?
So I have these weapons, so you should be afraid of me. That's what I think it is.
Oh, saber rattling. It's saber rattling. But
Yeah.
like Putin and all this stuff, saber rattling.
Oh, that's the other thing too that was in the files. There's like extensive like information about them trying to kill Putin and like trying to screw him over. A lot with Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein, actually. They're trying to overthrow him and take Russia. There's a bunch of files that came out about that.
Well, Gates was trying to do another epidemic so that he could try all these different things. Gates has blood on his hands.
They also figured out why his wife left him in the files.
Oh, go on.
He got an STD, and then he went and got a prescription through Jeffrey Epstein and was drugging his wife so she didn't catch him with the STD, and she went to the doctor and was like, oh, I have a Russian STD.
That's right. Yeah, I read somewhere something about he slept with two underage Russian hookers or just barely legal Russian hookers.
Russian little girls.
Yeah. Oh. That's why I've always people that do that. Why? I mean, for fuck's sake, kiddies, you know. No,
I think it's the whole. I don't know. I think there's a lot more of the cult going on than we even realize.
Well, where's that bloody resort where they all the heads of state go and they have the big statue, and they all go and have I can't remember what it's called. Grove.
Harlem Grove.
Where?
It's like Harlem Grove, somewhere in California.
I just remember reading.
The Templars own the property.
Yeah, I do think a lot of the Epstein stuff is possibly as you just said, fuck's sake, Badger, shut up. He's going for his walk. That's what that is. But I do think a lot of it is literally to go, oh, what's going on over there? You know, I do.
Well, I think that's what it was. I think there's a couple countries that were giving him all this money, and we're like, here, build a blackmail list. So,
wasn't it right? From one of the things I read, that Epstein worked for Mossad, or he was Mossad.
Yeah,
that's right.
His name isn't on there at all. Their leader, and that's strange. But everybody else's name, even celebrities, they're invited to the island and show up, but somehow his name is nowhere in any of the files. Almost like he's got special agents for scrubbing stuff like that. Not them, right? They're all honest.
I got a whole bag of shush with your name on it, Scotty. Yes. But anyway, back to UFOs. One of the things, there's been some really loose thread tugging going on the internet where people are trying to link up cryptozoology with aliens, and I think the only one I've ever read that may be slightly credible was the Chupacabra one, but it was the Latin American one. You know, the one that was like a lizard with all the spikes and was seen. I can't remember where it was.
Yeah, I don't.
But that was drawn by a woman after it happened, and if I remember rightly, she tried to sell it for money.
Yeah, and had like quite an extensive like record herself revolving LSD.
That's right, yeah. And yeah,
So I mean,
something else.
no, you saw a lizard. Well, like, how many tabs did you have, lady?
Tabs. One thing else that I've noticed is, do you remember all the face peelers in South America? What happened about that?
Wasn't that discovered to be a drug gang?
It
That was a
supposed to-
Scooby-Doo style drug gang. They were after gold.
That's it. It was the cartels that you do stripping illegal gold mines, and they basically had big, huge hoverboards, which is tech that you can buy, but you've got to have the readies to get it.
So let's get this straight, though. Instead of just going in, black masks, chainsaws, fully automatics, they dressed like aliens and just scared everybody off. Where the same guys that when their leader got arrested, they literally killed an entire city of people going door to door. This reason they just decided we're gonna go Scooby-Doo instead of enforcers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And there was a few found with the things of enzymes on their belts, weren't there? And they were the things that we used to take the faces off. So I think there's been a lot of real UFO stuff out there, but I think there's also been a lot of stuff that has been changed to suit the narrative of the time, and is being used to change the narrative to stop people looking at that, to make people look over there.
Well, I think a lot of it too was like KGB, CIA, FBI, other organizations lying to each other.
Yeah.
There's at least times when they would come together and put in these think tanks, and I'm sure the Soviets are like, "Oh, the Russians, let's tell the Americans this." And the Americans are like, "Let's tell the Russians this." They'll jot it down. They'll screw up their records. We all win.
The thing is, it'll just keep going backwards and forwards all the time.
Well, one of the things I've noticed with the Russian stuff was, if you look at their things for UFO reporting, there's only certain things that they try and hide. Like Tunguska, they tried to say, "Oh, it was this and it was that," and looking at if you look at the aerial photos of Tunguska, it was an airburst. It was an airburst explosion that did it, because it fucking leveled the whole. But you could see like an epicenter where it all fanned out. But like Dyatlov Pass and stuff, they try and hush that one up and say it was this and say it was that. But they have a lot of UFO evidence, pictures, films, everything that they just go, "Oh yeah, it's this. Come on, look at this," and they put it out there. And I've always wondered why they're so open with stuff like that. But like Dyatlov Pass and Tunguska, they're like, oof.
There's a terrifying thing. Russia is like the modern Viking nation still. Nothing should shake them, or if they fear nothing, and then there's something that there is to fear. They don't want the world to see that. That'd be my guess.
Well, the thing with Dyatlov Pass, there's like 3 different schools of thought that say it could be. One said it was military. Second said it was like some sort of cryptozoology, and then there was a third one that said it was aliens. So,
well, we gotta take out the first one. If it was them, they would have been proud of it. They would have took.
Well, the Russian army came over after it was discovered. The Russian army came over, shut everything off, and literally cleaned the area. And they went around checking for radiation and everything, didn't they? Base level radiation.
Sounds like they're researching.
Well,
It made for a very good movie as well.
Yeah, it is. But they thought it was a missile at first, didn't they? They thought it'd been a rogue missile. But that didn't explain how the state of some of those people got in, like the one with his jaw ripped off,
Yeah.
and everything like that, you know. And they come
I think-
out inside the tent out.
That's what's caused the biggest issue with the authorities over there, was how the bodies got in the condition they were in, considering things like the environment and any of the other animals that would have been in that area at the time would not have caused the injuries that these people incurred.
Because a lot of them didn't have ripped clothes. Some of them did, but the majority of them didn't have ripped clothing or anything. It was just like the facial features or head or stuff, which, if it had been a missile strike or a rogue, something like that, there would have been evidence and the clothes would have been all peppered.
Yeah.
You know,
There would have been
so-
shreds of bodies and not whole bodies.
Well, Josh's beard, what do you make of the situation and why? Over to you.
This is the official story that it was like they were snowed in and somebody lost their mind and butchered the other ones.
I don't hold with that at all, do you?
No.
But they weren't all like expert mountain climbers at the time too, weren't they? Like the best ones.
Well, what about, there was that guy up in the it's the Urals, isn't it, over there? And he found that shaft. Was it the Urals? Well, they found the shaft next to what they think is a pyramid that's hidden up in the mountain.
Yeah.
There was that shaft, and he took all the photos, went down underneath, and then they found like the base of huge buildings and things. And then when he got the authorities involved, he vanished. What's that all about?
Was somebody important child to somebody? I mean, I don't know. The missing jawbone thing too. I've heard a lot of stories about special forces taking them. That's
Horses?
a recent thing I've heard. Special forces, like that.
Oh.
I guess we used to do it in Afghanistan all the time.
What,
So
take
you could
jawbone?
have dental. Yeah, so they would have dental records and DNA. I don't know. This story's bugged me for a long time. Just trying to think out the box. It's not a Yeti. And
No,
this is what a lot of people want to go, but like the cuts are from the inside of the tent, so that doesn't make sense unless it's like astro projected there. I'm just honestly thinking it was like maybe an assassination of them kids.
Well, I mean, I love the Dyatlov Pass. We've done. Well, I think we did a show on it about 5 years ago. But there's so many inconsistencies, and there's so many like armchair detectives. I mean, we're all fucking armchair detectives here. Like anything that we come out with, it's all out there on the internet. It's not on dark web and stuff. It's there for anybody to look up. So, but we always try to get facts before we talk about them. But it wasn't. I don't think it was a rogue missile launch.
No.
Explosion.
I think it's still being classed as an unsolved mystery because they've never actually found the real reasons as to why they ended up like they did.
Well, on the run
I
up to it,
assassin. I mean, they died terrified, and they died.
yeah, they were absolutely shit themselves.
They died bloody, and I mean, if you look at any professionals, that's what they do. If you go after a group like that.
Well, exactly. I mean, they scared the living. When I used to teach martial arts and self-defense, if you're just there's two types of self-defense. There's internal and external, and it's like if it's one-on-one and they're bigger than you break a bone, you incapacitate them somehow. Even discombobulate, which you can. Although I've only got the one hand, you can do it with one hand, and that's when because I love that word. That's when you cup and right over the ear. Do it with both hands, makes the eardrums go whoa whoa, and it does. It screws you up. But then you've got the external one, which is when you've got a group. You take the biggest one, the mouthiest one, and you cause blood loss. You make sure you break their nose, causes lots and lots of blood loss, and it makes all the others go and run away in panic. And it's that where if somebody was looking from inside the tent out, saw something that scared the shit out of them, everybody else looked, freaked, and ripped their way out the fucking tent. Why they ripped their way out the tent when they couldn't go through the flaps tells me that there must have been something the other side near the flaps.
But they were all found in different. They were all found in different places within a set distance from those tents. They just spread out.
Yeah, and so half of them didn't even have shoes on.
Being chased.
Yeah,
But they were also experienced climbers. They'd been on trips like that before.
Well,
So they knew
you need a group.
they knew the sort of environment they were going to be hiking in.
well, the thing is
But
that
I mean,
area,
too, you need a group when you're climbing. You can't just,
Yeah.
it's something you're not going to survive on your own. I mean, it's, you already have mass casualties.
that area was
Yeah.
known for light anomalies, and I think it was on the run up to that 7 to 3 days beforehand. It was just lights night after night after night, all seen around that area up in the sky. So was that UFO-ified, or was that secret?
Somebody getting airdropped in.
Yeah, like their version of the TR-3B, and they were testing it dead. Didn't expect them to be there. Went shit. We got to take them out. Can't have any witnesses. But if
Possible.
you did that, why didn't we just? Me
Or
personally,
somebody knew that they were there. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Somebody's.
weren't there, but why not just go in and double tap each one instead of having to screw them up and do this whole big thing? Why don't you just double tap and then just get rid of everything?
Maybe it was a message.
Or maybe they had to make it look like it was an animal attack, only they went a bit overboard. You know,
Maybe it's something.
I mean, again, if you look at the likes of the Rendlesham incident, there was so many other excuses that were given to what they saw that night. That it was the lighthouse, the SAS were playing tricks on them.
Fucking lighthouse. No.
It was because they were tired because of the shifts that they had to work. There was so many excuses that came out as to what they had seen that night or over those couple of weeks. But the evidence that states what they saw was authentic outweighs it. So
Well,
they had to think of something that would discredit it.
You've heard the voice recording when he took that recorder with him and was recording as he was going, and you can hear them all going, "It's coming down through the trees. Look, sir," you know.
But
So-
you've also got the radar chatter from RAF Bentwaters the week before, because it appeared on radar over the base at Bentwaters. So all on that timeline, they're saying that they spent the SAS spent 3 or 4 weeks deliberately playing a prank on those guys.
No.
You know, it's bollocks.
The
You ever look into some of the Italian early abduction cases? They're pretty grim, and it always kind of reminds me of that. Like that one guy that was found outside of Sicily, inside out.
And wasn't there two? Somewhere in Europe, two that were found. Oh God, they had some device with them, and it just fucked them. But they were like in a suit or something. I'm gonna have to look it up because my memory's failing on me in this one. Do you know the one I'm on about? It was two guys were found in smart clothes, and they had some sort of device with them.
Yeah, these in Italy were just normal people, though. Just
That was the Men in Black. It was that light thing that it went wrong.
The normalizer. Do you know? It wouldn't surprise me if they had something like that. He's already.
I'm sure they do.
Well, that was like the other last week when Josh sent me the thing about the discombobulator, and my reply to that was, "Hang on a minute, wasn't that in a Bugs Bunny cartoon? The Little Martian, he invented the discombobulator against Bugs Bunny."
Yeah.
And I'm like, Donald Trump's come out with a discombobulator that's been around for decades.
I think he was talking about that thing, though, that box that emits sound that makes you like bleed from every orifice.
That's been around for a long, long time, and it's been you experimenting with brown noise.
They've got a directional one, and they've got a directional microwave one as well.
Say we got it from Russia.
Our how can we put it? Our extra special police force has been experimenting with brown noise for a long time, and the idea is it's for riot control, and it's to make them poop their pants.
Yeah, that's what it's for. Yeah,
and it stops them. And this latest thing is just an extreme version where that level of noise is that much lower but that much louder that it causes organ failure, etc. as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the shock waves that are caused from an explosion. The shock wave itself is silent, but it causes the most damage.
Like your ass.
But that's not a shock wave. That's the smell wave. That's different.
So, Josh, you wanted to let rip about Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah,
Go on.
I'm also on the wrong side of the world to be doing that right now. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think we definitely need to do something about it. And if the government's not going to do something, it's going to have to be we, the people. Um, I don't know why more people aren't upset, including family members that have went through for traumatic fucking things that similar to these children. The, you look at like some of the interviews that I've done with the super soldiers, and we blew them off and laughed about like Project Monarch and espionage and
There's
brainwashing, but it's there's a lot of truth to it. We're probably gonna need something like Germany needed after the Nazis. We're probably gonna need some re-education camps for our citizens that still think this is fake fucking news. The DOJ, I'm gonna break it to you, does not put out fake news. It's the Department of Justice. These aren't fake files.
I think they could learn a lot from history and look back at what happens to when people like the Nazis get in power. And also, I think that they could learn a lot by revisiting files to Project Montauk. That's all I'm saying.
That's the same bastards that've been in power. That's how many the shit that's been being developed in that country didn't end up this way is because of Operation Paperclip. We should have killed all them fuckers when we had the chance. That's whose great-grandchildren are doing these horrific acts, are the ones that come from Project Paperclip. Just follow the trail. It's not hard. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can.
Yeah. What was I going to say? There was also the other thing. A lot of our Earthbound UFOs, I swear, come from Die Glocke. I think. Yeah,
there's been a lot of talk about Die Glocke lately around the U.S. Other news. Well, the gentleman in Minnesota that was killed last week, we talked about. The officers have been charged with homicide.
They have.
A couple hours ago, but they're both Spanish.
Hang on a minute. And it was ICE agents.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. One is Martinez and the other one is Sanchez that have been charged with homicide.
If he's a dirty cop or dirty ICE agent, does that make him a dirty Sanchez?
Yeah.
That's the hypocrisy we're living in right now.
God,
Yeah. I can't remember which state it was, but there was a state governor. He actually went on a live broadcaster and he actually stated that ICE agents were not welcome in any of his cities. I can't remember which state governor it was. He just literally turned around and said, if you lot turn up, we will have you out.
I don't think they can do that, though, can they?
Yeah, but he did deploy the National Guard to combat them.
And I know there was also a couple of ICE agents went on to, I can't remember what tribe it was, but they went on to Native American Indian land. They walked into one of their offices. They went into one of the offices and they tried to seize a 73-year-old Indian elder on Indian land. And they turned around and said, you can't do that without a warrant. You can't do that without the actual state permission and the tribal permission under this, I can't remember what it was, the 1868 or 1968 tribal treaty, that federal officers have got no right conducting their work on their land. And they basically got told to get lost. But they again wanted this bloke's papers. I think his name was Johnny Two Feathers, and he went where there's probably about 15 Johnny Two Feathers on our tribal land. So which one do you want?
it's got daft now. Do you know what it kind of reminds me of a bit? The assizes, the witches' assizes. It reminds
Yeah,
me very
it's like that. Except
Big
people aren't taking the shit like they back then.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been arming themselves a lot. And hey, if you're gonna fuck around and not show any identification and dress like a terrorist, you're gonna get killed like a terrorist. Our whole thing with America is that, we have a right to carry fucking firearms. And if you're gonna only go out with a 9mm and you're only prepared wearing body armor to be hit with 9mm rounds, well, everybody else can get a much bigger caliber than you.
I
Is
know
that
there's a lot of
$55,000 worth getting shot in the face?
There's a lot of you guys over there carrying full metal jackets now, aren't you?
You can get them on the TikTok shop.
Well, I would advise that nobody shoots anybody, but I can understand the feelings over there. I can understand that people are like, you're having a fucking laugh. So I get that. I do get that. And
it's getting crazy like that everywhere. I mean, like we said last week, everywhere is going tits up. I mean, we've got the biggest issue at the moment under the current government. We've got the issue going on at the moment with the people being housed in ex-military bases. And we've got one at the moment near us, which is now sort of hitting the big time in the news, where they've got 800 illegal immigrants in an old RAF base, and they're being shipped out on a daily basis to go wandering around local cities, Colchester and Chelmsford, where they're sort of eyeing up kids and women, and in some cases they've been caught stealing. But they're supposed to have a curfew, but they're supposed to be in at 11 p.m. and yet they've been seen walking up this road to the base at midnight. One was caught at 5:30 in the morning in someone's back garden, and when he chased him out and got rid of him, he went back into his garden and found another one hiding in the bushes. And yet, if this base was to be fully manned, so it was to house to full capacity, there would be 1,700 illegal immigrants in this base, which is more than the actual town of Wethersfield. They'd be outnumbered. And yet no one's doing anything about it. And as a result, the likes of, I think her name was Rihanna White, she was stabbed 23 times with a screwdriver by an illegal immigrant.
is that the one that was there was? I saw 2 had been arrested for was it that one? There was 2 arrested for it.
The hotel worker. He was charged. I can't remember whether it was yesterday or the day before, but he was sentenced to 29 years in prison for stabbing her to death 23 times with a screwdriver. And now people are standing there and asking, why is it that we've got all these homeless people and homeless veterans on our streets that you will do nothing about, and yet you'll let these people into this country and stick them in an RAF base with all the full board and everything else? We as the population wouldn't mind our taxpayers' money going to help them rather than the illegal immigrants. But they're not giving us stuff. They don't care.
Well, I kind of hope that with the ICE agents and everything, Josh's beard is going to be safe. So I did wish
think he's Mexican.
They're going to like say, can you say?
Actually, I have a couple of friends that've been doing that to fuck with them. Their big lifted trucks. They've been putting on Mexican flags and blaring mariachi music, and then they get pulled over and a bunch of rednecks pop out, and they're like, "What's the fucking problem?"
Just don't walk past them and go,
they just drive off. Yeah, and then they drive off.
So don't play La Cucaracha in America at the moment. Or watch Speedy Gonzalez cartoons. Don't, because they'll just say "Hippa, hippa," come down the window. Go,
you'll turn around and look at the window, and there'll be a couple of ICE agents standing there looking at you. You'll be like, "Oh, hello,
hello, hello. I have been invaded." I have been invaded by a Mrs. You say hello?
Stop being weird.
Hello, Mrs. Mark.
Hello.
Mrs. Ellen.
Mr. Ellen.
And of course, we have Josh and Josh's beard in
I
today as
don't know
well.
what Mrs. Josh is called.
It's Mrs. Josh. It's Mrs. Josh. What's your Mrs. called?
Chelsea.
Dulcie.
Chelsea.
Kelsey.
Mr. Kelly.
Chelsea,
What?
Yes.
Elsie.
Chelsea.
Spell
as
it.
in the football team.
Chelsea. Fuck it, these American accents. Like all I heard was ding dong dingly dang every time he spoke. That's all I heard was Ned Flanders. You know? The speaker is crap. Yeah, I do need to get a decent sound system on it. Hello, Chelsea, Mr. Chelsea. Can I hear blue lights out there?
How'd you hear lights?
Fucking sirens.
That's
Dear,
what
dear.
you said.
So yeah, what was I going to say? It's a bit of a scary time over there, then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got anything in your family closets that you might have ice agents knocking your door for? He's like,
I come from the old country, and we came back to kick their ass when they acted up. So I mean, if they want to fucking play that game, they can play that game. I gotta say, my great grandfather went back to Germany to kick the shit out of his cousins, and he did properly. I don't have. Oh,
I don't know. It's daft that it's getting like that over there now. I mean, I understand the immigration problem and illegal immigrants. I get that, and you do need to do something about it. But I think going back to like, can I have a cup of tea, please? Do you want my cup? No, not I think going back to taking a leaf out of some of the worst, best dressed but worst people in history is probably not a good idea.
I think the bigger issue is stopping them from getting into the country, or the ability to get into the country in the first place. You can sort the problem out that is within the country after you've solved the problem of how to stop them from getting there in the first place.
or we execute all of the pedos in charge, and there'd be enough room for everybody everywhere, and money to go around.
I think the only way any country could do it is close the borders, sort it out internally, and then reopen the borders with different laws. It's the only way you can do it properly.
We're lucky we've got a rather large body of water, but the problem is we won't do anything to stop them from coming across it. You see, it's a lot easier to monitor a channel tunnel and boats going backwards and forwards across the channel. And the likes of UK Border Force, the RNLI and the Royal Navy are powerless to do anything about it because they're told just let them come over.
I honestly think the whole issue isn't even what we think it is. I think the U.S. government is starting to get afraid of the Mexican cartels and the South American cartels, and that's what this is about. They're like, oh shit, they're starting to get to the point where they can fight our military back. So now there's a big problem with immigration.
I was going to say, I have seen a few things where I was shocked at just the gear alone that these cartels have got. I mean, they've got stuff that they could stand up against a pretty good sized military.
Well, they've got the money.
We're selling it to them.
Oh, sorry.
It's like the U.S. government doesn't get that. Oh, we can make a shit ton of money selling our advanced weapons to everybody. Oh shit! Why is everybody able to push us back now? Why doesn't that Marine have an edge? I wonder.
Well, that was like with Afghanistan, wasn't it? We can't afford and we cannot move all this equipment, so we'll just smash it up here and leave it here. So they did. They smashed it all up, took parts off it, buggered off out of Afghanistan, and the Afghans turned around and went, well, thank you very much for leaving the equipment because we can still buy the stuff we need to replace and fix these items.
The thing was, a lot of it wasn't smashed up, and on most of the stuff was smashed up. The bits that were taken off were put over there. So all they had to do was go,
They weren't stupid. They had they had mechanics and engineers that were able to fix everything anyway. So what they did when they withdrew was just a waste of time.
I heard guys being discharged for wrecking engine blocks. Actually,
That's
screwed out of their retirement, screwed out of their benefits, homeless because they're like, the fuck if I'm gonna leave my truck here in condition for somebody I've been trying to kill me since my deployment.
Yeah. I mean, that's been happening here. We've got soldiers now that 30 years later after the incident are being hauled in front of court for something that they were ordered to do.
Yeah, and that's wrong. That's wrong.
You know, you shouldn't. When you work for your government and you're ordered to do something, your choice is either to follow that order or to be done for insubordination.
Back then, it may have been the wrong thing to do, but the person that did the act was literally following their master in chief.
But we can only go so far with that, though, too. You know, because that's what the Nazis said. We were only following orders. Don't be mad at us. It was an order. This is what fucking ISIS is going to say in 5 years from now.
There's a difference between killing somebody because you've been told return fire and getting somebody, stripping them, gang raping them, maybe
and just killing them for the fun of it.
Shooting them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's following orders and then there's what the fuck was that? Oh, it's following orders. Really? You know? Big difference. Like Northern Ireland. Those poor sods over there, yeah, it was a bad thing. Bad thing. The troubles and everything was shit. Bad thing to do. And, you know, those poor old paras, they were kids at the time themselves. Some of them were they were teenagers, and they were ordered to return fire. They were told to return fire, and some of them did. And then they fucking tried to take them to court for it 30 years later. It's like, well, hang on a minute. They're working for you. You told them to do this, and then because somebody's gone, no. You've gone, oh, do you know what? Yeah, we'll bend over backwards for you guys who used to be our enemy, and we'll do this. It's wrong in any country. It's wrong in any country. But there is following orders, and then there's going the extra mile.
Yeah.
It's just returning fire. Doing those disgusting things that lots of people have done, that's not following orders. That's doing your own bloody thing, and that's your issue, and you will get done for it. John, good luck to you. You know,
I mean, it was like a lot of things when troops were advancing and they were coming across things of value, and they were like, "Hey, we'll pocket some of this."
Do you know
it was well known.
Wipe it off and say sorry. Carry on.
It was well known, like during World War II, a lot of troops were after a Luger or they were after an Iron Cross, but they would only take that off of a soldier that they killed.
Yeah.
So when they got an opportunity, they would go to that soldier and check to see if they had an Iron Cross or a Luger to take back as a souvenir. That technically is looting, and is technically illegal. They would have got charged for it. But there was so many of them doing it.
That's stupid. But they've been doing this since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
You kill someone. What happened, you know?
It's a trophy.
Who is right? You know, who lives is right. It's such as the law of nature. What happens to them?
Yeah. But it's just something that was done. It was a trophy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a trophy of war. But I will say one thing. In times of war, there isn't every side.
Sorry about that. I want to interject though real quick. My family had a katana that really caused us a lot of problems that ended up getting sent back to Japan.
Yeah. And any side, whether you're the good guys or the bad guys, every single side has a bad bit to them that does atrocities. Thank you. Even we did in the Second World War. We had guys that went out and did bad stuff. You know, Vietnam War, a load of Americans were well known for doing shit, you know, as well as the Vietnamese and the Japanese and the Germans. The Allies did in the Second World War and in World War One as well.
Yeah.
You know, every single war you've got, even the private ones that you don't hear about, mercenaries, the mercs will go around doing horrible shit on each side. They're all bad to each other. If you just followed orders, you're not going to be fucked for it 30 years later.
Some of it's just psychological, though, too. Like, I had a family member who wore ears. Yeah.
He what?
He wore ears. He wore VA ears. Viet Cong ears.
So as a necklace.
That
Yeah.
on a necklace.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That
You
was
watch,
quite a common thing, wasn't it?
you watch his bunkmate get turned into a scarecrow, like a living scarecrow, and then he started wearing ears after that day.
And I think a lot of the ones that used to, on the American side, that used to suffer really badly from PTSD were the tunnel rats, weren't they?
Oh, tunnel, yeah.
Because they
My
saw and
grandfather's
heard some
best
horrible-
friends was one. Not just that, they were forced to execute their dogs after they left Vietnam. They weren't allowed to bring them back. They would have been them.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Well, I think next week, I think we're going to watch the cameras across the pond and see what's going on over there this week, and see what's going on in regards to the Epstein stuff. But I also think we need to start looking a bit more deeply into the UFO stuff that we were watching, and now everybody.
Hey, ghost.
It was a UFD.
Come here.
It was an unidentified flying dog.
And I think we'll try and keep an eye on the UFO stuff over here that everybody's been distracted from. You think? Do you think that's a good idea? Okay, that's a good idea. That's good. You gonna say hello, Ghost? You can. Okay, she said hello. She said hello. So yeah,
Ellen says she's coming to steal it.
when we come up, we'll bring her with us. We'll bring her with us when we come up.
Oh no, don't, because of the cats.
No, she's fine with cats.
Oh yeah, they'll hide.
No, it's more Tippy. No, not Tippy, Blossom. Oh
Yeah, well, she'll be blind by then.
But anyway, yeah, I think we should do a bit of it. All three of us do a bit of research into the UFO side of things, because I think we are being blindsided at the moment. Not sure why, so I think maybe we'll find out something interesting. Maybe not. I don't know. That includes you guys in the chat room, or anybody who's watching us in the week. This is Lilo. Hello, Lilo. And this is Ghost, who's now jealous because Lilo's just had a fuss. And down here we have Yoda, the black cat. You can't see him, but I'll see if I can get him.
Hi, Irene. Bye, Irene. You joined us at the wrong time, Irene.
You did. Hi and bye. But yeah, homework for this week. Everybody in chat room and us do a bit of deep dive in UFO research as to what's been going on recently. Yeah.
Now everybody's coming on.
What's going on at this bloody time of night? Fucking look. We do 9:30 till 10:30. And we've gone over by 10 minutes, so we are officially out of here. Have you got work tonight, Josh?
No, I'm off today, tomorrow. It's my short week, and then I work 2 days, and then I'm off all weekend. So
Well, I start my new job day after tomorrow. So
tomorrow,
every Monday and Tuesday. So I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But then I have every Monday and Tuesday off. Can you stop rocking the bed? Stop rocking the bed. Lilo, get your note. The cat shoving her nose and half her face down Ghost's ears. Stop it. Back it in. Jesus. You're a tart. You know that. So anyway, stop. Now she's headbutting the laptop. Do you see when the camera's going? That's Lilo. Do you know why they're doing this? I fed them an hour ago, but they're doing this now because Rachel's opened the door and the other dog's gone to bed next door. They think it's food time. So Lilo's doing that because when I don't feed her, she gets annoyed and does it again. See? She gets annoyed and does shit. So I'll go, for God's sake! If you touch those buttons, young lady. Thank you. Anyway, right, we're out of here. So keep your eyes to the skies. If you see anything, contact us on Facebook, on Messenger, or you can send us an email to the Dark Mirror Radio Show at yahoo.co.uk, or we're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and here, and God knows where else. So if you see it, tell us. And if you think of anything you want us to talk about, let us know. So research your UFOs. Josh, you got anything you want to say? Does Josh's beard want to say anything? Is there anything you want to say, John?
I did have some about UFOs, now it slipped my mind. Oh, cryptid news. There's been more Mothman sightings in Chicago again around O'Hare. Now it's not just male people. So a lot of people are speculating it was a joke between like the U.S. Postal Service. It has reached other people are seeing it now. Other people are calling it a giant owl, but we all knew the Mothman kind of looked like that anyways.
But he always pertains doom. He's a warrior.
Yeah, it's been like a couple of years now. People have been seeing it, and it's always the same.
He warned
the same area, but it's the same area.
Well, Chicago O'Hare Airport, if I remember rightly, Chicago O'Hare, along with Colorado, is not all it seems. So anyway, that's something else to talk about. Keep your eyes to the skies. We will see you all soon. Thank you very much, Irene. We love you. We all love you too. Thank you for joining us. Josh and his beard will be here next week. Wayne and his beard will be here next week. And me with my white beard will be here next week. So we will be the three amigos. Oh! So we'll see you next week. Right. We're out of here. Say bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Guys. You say bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.